6 professional organizations. So I think
Way to go, good.
So thank you, Dennis. I'm here to speak a bit about the Community Foundation and his involvement with that. Most of this happened before my time, and so I feel like I'm a great benefactor of everything he did. He played a key role in the Community Foundation. He was involved with the founding of it 27 years ago in Jim Reynolds' office, and that was when some local clients wanted a fund to which they could donate to for the benefit of the community. And that purpose still exists, as well as many others for the Community Foundation. He's been on the board multiple times. He turned out, he came back. He's probably been on every committee during this time. He was board chair. In fact, he was there this morning at 8 o'clock sharp as the chair of our audit committee. In addition, through his personal and professional contacts, he has referred many clients to us who have either donated or opened donor advised funds to us. It's given us a lot of funds, but those ultimately go out to the community and benefit those who need it the most. You probably read in the paper about his story about how he wanted to creatively involve our youth philanthropy program in selecting a family for the donation of Roberta's car. When all was said and done, the end result was a local family now has their father home for dinner because he has a car to drive to and from work rather than taking multiple buses. In addition, our high school students in our program, most of them are fairly privileged, learned a lot about struggling families that they would have never learned otherwise. So I feel very fortunate to have known Dennis for just a few years here as part of the Community Foundation. Now, not surprisingly, Dennis set up our accounting system many years ago with Roy. And you know, most of you think accounting is pretty straightforward. It's just the numbers, but there's a lot more to it, especially when you're dealing with, you know, the various personalities of these different nonprofits. So, and also when you have Dennis with Roy, it's a lot like Laurel and Harvey. So, rather than talk about all the great things he did, I want to just reenact how it went when he helped Roy that one time set up the accounting system. Okay, here we go. Hey Dennis, I don't think I'm getting enough credit here at LACF. Sounds like you need a new accounting system. It's a great way to get credit. Never thought of that. Let me ask you a simple question, Roy. Do you have large assets? Excuse me, Dennis, we're good friends, but isn't that getting a little personal? No, I mean assets from your donors fund. I always think it's important for our donors to have fun. That way they'll donate more next year. Good point. Anyways, Roy, it looks like your assets are a little low. Well, can't you be Santa Claus for us like you were for the Festival of Lights Parade for 20 years? Roy, I was giving joy to the kids, not to their coffers. Okay, let's look at the other side of the balance sheet. Do you have any liabilities? Sure do. I got one board member that's driving me crazy. She thinks we need a mission. I'm running a foundation here, not a platoon of Green Berets. That's true. And we should set this up according to the bylaws. I always do things by the law. I'm a Rotarian, you know, and also a former mayor. That reminds me, have you ever run a capital campaign? No, I never wanted to go to Sacramento. There's too much foul play up there. Oh, speaking of foul play, can you check on the Giants game? I've got a bet with a sister over at Villa Siena against the Dodgers. She's won the last 2 games in the series, but I slipped an extra 20 into the collection plate last Sunday, so I think I'm set up to win this one. kind donors? Yes, we have quite a few kind donors. On the other hand, there are some cranky ones. They keep asking me to show impact for their donations. And do you have any major donors? Well, I have one donor who was a lieutenant, but no majors. It's important for board members and staff to donate, to show that they are enthusiastic about their nonprofit. Are you also a donor? You bet I am. I give blood twice a year for the Red Cross. I'm O negative. Oh, Roy, you should be more positive. You're doing a lot of great things. So, by the way, where are your donor records? Over there. Oh, where's your file of donor records? Over there. It's the circular one. It's right next to the paper shredder and under the table with all the whiteout. My favorite topic, donor advised funds. How many donor advised funds do you have, Roy? Donor advised funds are really nice, especially now that you can do bunching with the tax law. I always like to keep costs down, so bunching sounds good to me. Are donor advised funds cheaper by the dozen? No, Roy. Bunching is for the donor's benefit. By the way, speaking of costs, it's important for a nonprofit to know about their overhead. How much, what is your overhead? Oh, about 9.5 feet. After looking things over, the good news is that it looks like you don't have any significant deficiencies in your internal controls. That's auditor talk. Things have been a lot more under control since I cut back on the prunes in my cornflakes. In getting ready for the annual audit, we'll have to first do a trial balance. You mean I have to pay for an attorney in addition to an accountant? It's just a term we use. And after the audit, we'll have to get you a 990. I know I'm in an important role, but don't you think a Porsche is a little extravagant for a small nonprofit? No, Roy, it's a 990, not a 911. 990 is a tax form, which you all know now. Let's see, there's one last question I forgot to ask. Do you want to set up the accounting system on an accrual basis or a cash basis? What have you seen out there? Well, it's pretty much a cruel world out there. Well, that's why I set up the foundation in the first place. I know it's a cruel world. We'll go with that. So there you have it.